Corona pandemic has affected a lot of industries. The sports industry, the restaurant industry, my favorite, the theater industry, and most importantly, the travel industry. If you are a traveler, maybe you might be traveling internationally or even within the nation, or even from Churchgate to Virar or Virar to Churchgate. It has affected you. Today we are going to have conversation with someone who has not been traveling for a long time and has stayed in India and is not a PM yet. Hello, today we have Clive with us who have traveled more than 29 countries. 29?
30 is more than 29, yes.
Okay, so 30 countries.
Yeah.
More than 30 countries,
Counting India.
including India. Okay, so let's talk with Clive.
So, yes, before 2013, I used to travel with my family domestically. And since then, like in 2013, we went to Dubai, and since then, I've been taking these journeys to different countries, and it has been a very fruitful journey, I would say. I went for a summer school program from my university to Germany, and from there it happened that on the weekends I would get free time and I would go to Amsterdam or to Prague and also to Poland. So I went to Poland alone, and that was the starting point of my solo trips. And since then, I've always wanted to go to different places on my own, which I started doing the year after that, that is in 2015 when I went to Singapore. But that was just for like 2 days because I went a couple of days before my parents would come there. But yeah, that is how I started. And then following years, I did a month-long journeys to Europe, then Asia, then again Europe, then again Asia, and it keeps on going.
Europe, Asia,
Yeah.
Europe, Asia.
And now just wondering where to go, but it would be somewhere in Russia, so Asia and Europe together.
Okay, so which countries you have traveled? Can you name it? No.
There are 30 countries, so I would just say I've traveled to most of the European countries, like half of those, and to some of the Asian countries. I haven't been to other continents, but yeah, I've traveled to around 11 of Asian countries, including India, and 19 European countries.
So, like a traveling, what you say. So you travel, a solo traveler.
Yeah.
What you can say. So how many days you stayed there?
From country to country?
From country to country.
It depends. Like if I'm doing a trip in Asia, I would stay for like 10, 15 days in a country. But if I'm going to Europe, there are a lot of small countries, and sometimes some countries you just happen to explore only the capital cities. So I used to do this capital hopping thing in different countries in Europe. So, and also the visa is very difficult to get. So what I would do is take a visa and then go for about 30 to 35 days, and then make a loop around somewhere, like book a flight to Venice and then go around to neighboring countries and come back to Venice and fly back home from there. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And one more thing, like due to COVID, so is it affecting you to travel back?
Yeah, of course. So I had some plans for Europe. Actually, I wanted to attend the La Tomatina festival in Spain. You might have seen that in the Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara movie. So it has been on my list way before the movie actually, but I don't know. I wanted to do it this year. It all normally happens in the last week of August, and yeah, like last month. But this year it didn't happen because of the COVID, and so now I'm planning to do that next year. So it wouldn't just be Spain or not just the festival. I would try to go around for like maybe 20 days somewhere, starting with Paris, and then just making your way down through different countries and then to Spain. So that is the plan.
Okay. So, like just a hypothetical situation. If I want to travel the country, like you travel, what should I do?
The country, as in which country? Domestic or
International.
for international? First thing is like you need to have the funds. It is the biggest question. Like it's not easy, but then I would say it's not expensive if you have that idea of traveling on a budget, and if you know how you can do that, or if you follow people with their blogs. Actually, a lot of them, Varun Vagesh, Nomadic Indian, Nomad Shubham, who's only 19 years old, so he's been on the road for 550 days, and if he can do that, I think any of you who's working out there can definitely do it.
Next thing is like many of them I've seen on the Insta page, like on Insta bio, they have said that my dream is to travel the world. But as per their dream, they are not even traveling the world. They are just traveling from Virat to Mumbai station, Churchgate.
Yeah, I think the thing is that for a person, like for an individual, I think every human is born to travel. Just because you have legs means that you can travel everywhere. And everyone wants to, but they get caught up with a lot of priorities. Some people just want to make money, some people don't know how to travel, or some people just get caught up between both. So they're confused as to how they can keep earning, how they can keep the livelihood going as well as travel.
Okay.
So first thing is you need to set your priorities. You need to understand that what is your need and how much you want to earn for that. And I wouldn't say that you don't have to earn. You should be earning. Money is always important to keep going, but it also means that you need to have you not aim like Ambani's maybe sometimes you just need to, if you want to travel, I think you won't want to be Ambani because they might just go everywhere, but they won't take the feel of everywhere. So to take that feel, you need to take your backpack, just hit the road. You can travel literally for free. Hitchhiking, couch surfing. Hitchhiking is something that you can do, that is taking lifts. That is Indian way of saying it. But yeah, taking the lifts from people, strangers, and they just drop you from one place to another. So I've done that in Europe, and it's literally free. I went from one country to another, and I've stayed with people through couchsurfing app, which is a way of exchanging culture, exchanging a place. So it's pretty much like you request someone to stay at their place, and then if they're free, they normally accept your request and they let you stay at their place for a day or 2 or 3. It depends.
Okay. So like after the post COVID, what are your plans to travel
Post COVID, I was actually planning to go to Russia because as an Indian,
for the vaccine?
no. As Indians, we get a free visa, and e-visa is free actually, and for 8 days, and that is only to a particular region. You cannot just go everywhere in Russia. But I wanted to, like, after the COVID, I just want to take a quick go somewhere. So I would prefer going to Russia, as I don't have to get a visa just 2 or 3 days before I can apply for an e-visa and get it for free. And I can just travel to St. Petersburg and come back. So that was my plan. But then there's also another option wherein when you go from here, you normally take the Air Astana flight, and which takes you through Kazakhstan. And it takes you to either Astana or Almaty. So these are the places where you can take a long haul with the flight and stay with them for $1 at a hotel. So that is kind of a glitch that you can use to travel. So I would also take a halt in Kazakhstan for a day and then go ahead to St. Petersburg. So that is the plan.
Among your the 30 countries which you have traveled, which was your favorite country?
India. No, okay. So
no India?
Yeah, of course,
Okay,
India,
India.
but everywhere. I just love it everywhere. I never have any preferences. That is the thing that keeps me going actually. There's no place that I've ever disliked. So wherever I go, of course, there'll be shortcomings to different places. Like everywhere, you have it in your hometown. You might not have the nightclubs in Vasai, but you have something that is much more important: the greenery, the trees, and things which you don't get normally when you go to bigger cities. So every place has its drawbacks. Every place has its positives that you can enjoy. So my tip would be you just go somewhere and enjoy what it is there. So you have to be happy with what you find, and that is how you learn to travel. That is how you learn to live life with a better understanding.
जास्ती बोला जरा. Okay, forget about that. What I said, not what he said. And one more thing, Clive is also what are you? Who does travel? Not that. Travel guide, travel maker,
Travel organizer,
travel planner.
kind of agency, but yeah, I like to facilitate travel. So I started my firm in 2017 just to help people travel. And there are a lot of big companies operating, of course, but I started with a motive of like maybe what I help people would help me travel with those funds that I earn, not with the intention of bigger profits. But yeah, that is how I started it, and that is how I'm trying to keep it for now. Maybe I want to add backpacking trips, which are not very common here right now. Soon they might be, and I'm really hoping to help a lot of youngsters actually, a lot of elderly people, a lot of people with a lot of money are traveling, but not people who really want to, and they are, yeah, of course, like him, but he has already been to a couple of countries with me.
Only couple countries.
Yeah, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, yes.
Only two.
Achha.
Only two.
Two is a lot actually, because I think 99% of Indians don't even go to two countries. Achha.
Okay. For that, I like to thank my sponsor. It's my dad. Thank you.
क्या कैमरा स्पॉन्सर केला?
No, traveling sponsor.
अच्छा, okay.
It's true.
Yes.
And one more thing is like, so many of them want to travel, but they don't get to travel. So how can you help them? Like in terms of funds and
One thing I can say, not stop eating, but avoid those weekends where you spend a lot of money in Domino's and bigger restaurants. You can sometimes just gather with your friends at your place and spend maybe not even half the money that you would spend in Domino. Sorry, nothing against Domino's, but it's just the way how you save money is important. So those small money will help you travel actually, because I'll help you travel, not from my firm separately. I'll just guide you how to do it for the cheapest. Yes.
Korea, North Korea, South Korea.
No.
That's the dream. To travel to North Korea.
Philippines, South Korea, North Korea. Yes, the zone where you can
Travel.
go. Yes.
There is a zone.